So today I'm going to be doing a wrap up for the month of July. And instead of going on about how disappointed I am in myself for only completing 2 novels, I am just going to be okay with this because you know what? I took my time reading these books. I went through them slowly, I enjoyed them, I really took my time, and I had a lot going on this month. I had like vacations happening and lots of work, so I'm just going to not say anything about how sad I am that there's only 2 in this video. So the first book I completed in July is Joyride by Anna Banks, and I talked about my reasons for picking this book up in my haul that I did, the last video I did, and basically because I saw this cover. It's a new release for June, and I saw this cover and I featured it on my blog as part of a segment that I do where I talk about new YA covers that I really like each month. And then I saw this at the library and I was like, oh okay, I'm just gonna read it because I like featured the cover on my blog. And it was actually really good. It was very different than what I was expecting it to be. I guess I was expecting it to be more of just sort of a typical I don't want to say bland, but just kind of run-of-the-mill YA romance. And I've been noticing that a lot of the YA romances that I've been picking up are kind of surprising me in that way. I feel like the new trend for YA romance is to be just a little bit better than that, to have some sort of twist going on, and this definitely did. It's basically about this girl, Carly Vega, who is of Mexican descent, and she lives with her brother because her parents have been deported back to Mexico. And basically she and her older brother have to work you know, a bunch of jobs to save up a bunch of money in order to pay someone to go get her parents and bring them back to the United States. Then of course there's this love story and she meets this dude and all of this stuff happens, but then it's like got this tension because she can't do all these things and she has all these responsibilities because of the fact that her parents are, you know, not there, and she feels this responsibility to bring them back, so that kind of throws this tension into her relationship with Arden, who's the guy, and tension in the story. And it was really good. I ended up giving it 4 stars, I believe. At first I wasn't really that into it. It took me a while to kind of get into the book. I was a little bored at the beginning, but it definitely got better as the story went on. And the whole backstory of her and her parents and this big kind of issue that has to be solved is actually really, really interesting, and that develops more as the story goes on, and I think that's what made me like it better by the time I was finished with it. So yeah, I really like this, and I would recommend this, especially if you are a big fan of contemporary and are looking for something a little bit more than just romance in a contemporary novel. So yeah, Joyride by Anna Banks, 4 stars. And the second book I read in July, and I've been wanting to get to this for a really long time, is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I've heard so many great things about this. And it looks amazing, and it's like hardcore sci-fi, which I've been really wanting to get into another sort of sci-fi book. I just haven't been reading a lot of sci-fi, and that's like my genre, so I'm really excited that I finally got to this, and I loved this. I ended up giving this 5 stars, I believe, on Goodreads. Yes. It's really good. The thing about this though is it's really difficult to explain. I don't know if it's difficult to explain for other people, but it's just kind of it's such a unique concept that it's hard. Basically, it follows 18-year-old Wade Watts, and in this futuristic world, well, it's not that, it's like takes place in 2040 something, I think, so not that far away. And basically there's this computer program. It's like a video game. You put on like these glasses and you're in this like virtual world. It's called the Oasis, and people use it for like everything. Like people are constantly in there just playing games, and you have your own little virtual person, and it's like you're in physically this game that you're playing. And what happens is the creator of Oasis dies, and in his will he creates this game within the game that whoever solves this will basically inherit the rights to Oasis, basically, and therefore it's kind of like the most important corporation in the world at this point, so it's a really big deal. And everyone's like trying to solve this puzzle, this game thing, because there's lots of clues hidden everywhere, and Wade is one of the people doing that, and he ends up getting pretty far and like going through all these obstacles and like meeting these people along the way, and it's really cute and it's really, really good. Oh my gosh. It's so interesting. And there's even romance, which I wasn't expecting, and that's always like a really big plus for me. I love sci-fi with romance in it. That's like my favorite 2 combinations, and I was just really happy to see that it was in there. And so I definitely recommend this to anyone who even a little bit likes sci-fi, because it is great. And even if you like fantasy, because it is very fantasy ish too, and there's a ton of pop culture references, which is what I really liked. There was so much pop culture in here, and it was just really, really entertaining to read. So yeah, Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, I give this 5 stars, and I really, really loved it. So yeah, those are the 2 books that I read in July. Let me know if you've read these books and what you thought about them. And this isn't really a TBR for August because I have no idea what I'm going to be doing right now. I mean, it already is August, so whatever. What I'm currently reading is The Ring and the Crown by Melissa De La Cruz. I just wanted to mention this because this is, I guess, therefore on my TBR for August, and hopefully I read other things, but I don't know at this point. And I started this last night. I'm like not very far into it, but it's really good and it's really capturing my attention, and it's just really interesting, and I'm not far enough into it to really talk about what it's about, but it is very very fantasy-like, which is different for me. I don't read a lot of fantasy, but I'm excited. I think the main character is a princess or something. Yeah, so this will be fun. Also, the cover is the best thing in the world. Alright, there you have it. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit subscribe. I'm also on Twitter where I tweet about books because why not? I also have a blog where I talk about author things because I'm also an author, and links to those things will be in the description. Thanks again, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!